do I say it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever I was getting sick and I was in the hospital, and the 7th floor, which they call the ward for mental patients, I took a lot of medication. And that medication is just, I said there has to be a better way. And this is several years after. So I looked for natural, and I found a lady that did hair analysis.
Okay.
Now this lady, she took my hair, and I think I got the results till after 3 weeks. She put me on a lot of potassium. Now, potassium helps with your mental state. I don't know if you've ever done research on potassium. When the potassium is low, you're not functioning.
Ooh.
And that's on paper. I have my results, and that's what it says. It says anxiety, aggravation, depression. You go through all of that if you're low on potassium. So now she put me on a lot of vitamins. Vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin D. I was taking, like, I don't know, maybe 15 different kinds of vitamins. But one of them was potassium. Now, I was eating a lot of meat. And the meat, the protein, it wasn't breaking down in my stomach. And the potassium helped it to eliminate. So it helped it, everything started functioning in your, you know, in your system.
Right.
And so once you have all of these vitamins in your system and it's functioning, then you're better. But I still wasn't better. I still wasn't better. So I started getting sick again after I took these vitamins. Maybe a year or two later, I went to see her again. And she was seeing an upper cervical. She said, you know what? I'm not going to take your hair, and I'm not going to take your money. And she charges good money, I got to tell you. She gave me a card. I went to an upper cervical. He had a class. I sat there. My cousin and I sat there and listened to him for an hour. And I believed that day, whenever I heard that class, that was it. That's it. This is my solution. The first time that I went to see him, actually, I woke up one morning and I couldn't breathe. I just couldn't breathe. I thought I was dying. And I told my husband, you know what? You're taking me here. You're taking me to that upper cervical. I don't care. He's going to see me today, one way or the other. I got there. He wasn't, I mean, he was barely going into his office, and I grabbed his hand and I said, if you don't see me today, they're going to take me to the hospital, and I'm probably not going to come out of there. So he saw me, took some x-rays, he adjusted me, and it released, I don't know what it released, but I took a breath, and I breathed. I was so emotional. I was crying and crying. And so he laid me back in the room. He checked me again. He checked me like maybe twice that day. And then he said, come back tomorrow. I went back the next day. I was feeling okay. He had to readjust me. That week, I saw him 3 times. But after that one adjustment, I knew I'm going to get better. I mean, I went through a lot of changes, a lot of things happened. I suffered a lot emotionally. I mean, I retraced a lot. You know, it was really hard. I think it was a torment for the first 6 months. The first 6 months. But once Dr. Peddy got a hold of me, it was uphill. It was good. He explained everything, how it worked, the chemicals, the releasing, the retracing, and I understood it, and I felt better. It just got better. But I still do one thing. I do a stone crusher because I had a gallbladder problem. I had 2 stones, big stones in my gallbladder. And I started doing the stone crusher. Once I started doing that stone crusher, it's called Stone Crusher Chanca Piedra. If you look it up in the internet, it'll tell you what it cures. The Chanca Piedra cures it's an antibiotic for for your body, and it worked, because I just drink 1 pill maybe a week, and that's it, when I was drinking 3 or 4 sometimes. But with the upper cervical and with this, I haven't had a surgery, which was needed. That's what the doctor said. Needed to take that gallbladder out. I said no. Can you believe that? Anything that happens in your body, they want to take it out. Anything. And they gave me a bunch of pills, a medication, Oxycontin, something that you could get hooked on. You could become a drug addict. That's crazy. But it worked.
This works.